and this series just keeps on getting bizarre, guys. So what's up, everyone? Gonna be doing my review on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure OVA, also known as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Stardust Crusaders. Now, I recently watched the 2012 anime of JoJo, seeing, Part 1, Phantom Blood, and Part 2, Battle Tendency. And seeing like the end of Part 2, I really wanted to wait for the anime since it seems like they are going to adapt it again. And I just really, wanted to wait through it. But then after the all-star battles and then my friends like here and there keep telling me all about this stuff, I decided to be like a bitch and decided to watch the OVA. Now what I really like about these OVAs is that it's only 13 episodes long, so a lot of people that don't have to be long, and surprisingly the manga is very long for this one, so I managed to fit up all the content in 13 episodes. Now the story premise is there is a 17-year-old guy, Jotaro Kujo, who is a descendant of the JoJo family line, and he decides to lock himself in a prison because he thinks he's possessed by an evil spirit, which later on, thanks to his grandfather and another guy, Abdul, explain that is a stand which materializes one from a free will and use it into power, and that this sort of suddenly just started happening to all the Joestar family because of a certain thing that happened where they found a coffin from something very important in Part 1, and they reveal that Dio Brando has used Jonathan Joestar, the protagonist from Part 1's body, to come back to life, and sort of because of this whole situation that sort of caused stands to go in the whole body, and this affects Jotaro's mother, who has a stand but she's not very strong enough to deal with it. So she basically, Jotaro and the rest of them have to go and save her by killing Dio, and it goes over, but that's sort of like a around the world in 80 days kind of thing, with like a massive road trip all across the world just to fight the biggest man himself, Dio Brando. Now, what is something very weird about these OVAs as well, that actually the first 7 episodes were done in 2001, and then the last 8 to 13 were actually done in 1993. So there is a huge, massive animation difference from both of them. But in a way, they both make up. Like with the 2001 version, you get very good animation from that time, and looks very gorgeous. I gotta say, it really did look good. And then 1993, although artistically and as well not looking that good, I really did enjoy seeing a lot of gore elements that it had, and it just felt like that was how it's supposed to be. And since I'm now reading the manga for Part 3, I can definitely see that they left that stuff out. And that as well, another issue with the anime is that it actually misses out on a lot of stuff. Whilst I've been reading it, they changed a lot of situations where it's saying, oh, this is going to be mixed in with here, or this character never gets introduced. Basically, to put it up in a nutshell, they just added all the important bits into the anime and then just let the slightly less non-important characters out, which, to be honest, when I watched the OVAs, I absolutely loved them. The story, the characters, I fell in love with it, even the fighting itself. And regardless of the animation slips at the last few episodes, I still really enjoyed it. Now the big strong points of the series is that it has so much freaking great characters to it. This is probably the most developed of the whole JoJo line of what I've seen so far. Since I really do like Joseph Joestar from Part 2, and Caesar as well was very cool as well. But the main issue is that we never really got a lot of time to develop with those characters. Mainly it was because of the anime, maybe for me personally, but I didn't really get a lot of time to see Jonathan develop too much in the series to me to grow on him. Same thing with Joseph, but with Jotaro, although 13 episodes and also as well the manga, I really did like seeing him, Kakuin and Ponolith, all of them just guys together, and it just overall was a blast, and I absolutely love the characters. And seeing, Abdul, Iggy as well, I ended up getting a few favorites from the series. And what another good factor of this anime was that I just enjoyed the villains a lot more. Yes, the Pillar Men were very good as well from Part 1, and then as well Part 1 you do have Dio Brando, but you get much more villains and Dio Brando again. So it's freaking, you get that Part 1 epic villain, and then you just get a lot more side characters and a lot more development between them. And just overall, it was just a lot more development either way for the villains and the protagonists. Now, probably some of my favorite episodes were probably the later ones. They were the ones that got me the most hype. I really did enjoy the Iggy episodes as well. I think Iggy was a boss. I did really start to enjoy Pompous after a while. I still can't say his name, it's freaking hard to say. But overall, I could talk about this for a very long time, and after like all this stuff that happens, it's just crazy. You see a gorilla smoking, reading porno mags, you see giant fishmen come out, you see cars come alive, you see the dead walking, you see almost everything in this series. Just craziness. You wouldn't believe some of the stuff you see in the manga and the anime, and just overall with the issues that, I felt it was, rushed at various parts, the animation issues as well. Overall, I really did thoroughly enjoy this anime, and I would recommend the OVAs to you, but still, I don't know, like, I would still recommend watching the first two of the 2012 anime. Just go and watch that, and then if they do another version for part 3 and maybe part 4, then just go ahead and just watch that instead. But still, I still think a lot of people should watch this out, and Jotaro versus Dio for the motherfucking win. Overall, I'll give this series an 8 out of 10. But let me know what you guys think of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Do you think I should keep on reading the manga? I'm definitely going to finish up part 3 and 4, but let me know if there's anything else that's really epic of this series. And let me know if you've seen this before, or that you wanted to get into it, and if you want any, advice of how you can get into the series or anything. But that's all from me, everyone. So thank you everyone for watching. As always, remember, I've been Panda, and remember to strapline Panda, sign out, and I'll see you guys next time, people.